name is Alex Wong. I graduated from Melbourne Uni in Australia, and I specialize in accounting and finance. I got my chartered practicing accounting in year 2002. In InTune, I run the business development segment. I'm also a certified partner accounting running with my wife. My wife is actually the other partner that runs the firm.
My name is Lily Yong. I graduated with a corporate finance degree from University of Adelaide, Australia. My first job is with Ernst & Young, an accounting firm, for 5 years. Then I moved on to manage an internal audit department for an Australian listed company. I'm a member of Certified Practicing Accountant Australia and also a member of Malaysian Institute of Accountants. So in InTune, I am the managing partner. I take care of the sales, business development, and also overseeing the operations at InTune. So I've been a practicing accountant for the last 20 over years.
The company was started long time ago when I was still with KPMG. So during that time, I got a lot of friends who are having complication and stress when they run business. And most of their challenge is they cannot hire an accountant. So as a result, they always only hire maybe a clerk or an exec. A lot of time they have a lot of issues with their finance, payment, sometimes the money get lost, sometimes the accounts don't close in time, payment is not done in time. So that time when they wanted to hire me, then I was thinking, how are they going to pay me? Like if they were to hire me and I charge them 10,000 for SME, how can they afford me? So I went back and I think, and then one day I got this idea. This idea just popped up. If 5 of them combine, each one maybe pay me 3,000 a month, then I can serve 5 of them at one shot. I become like a HQ accountant to 5 of them. Then I can assemble a team to actually support them, and that's how InTune was formed. In terms of the company, our team structure is divided into sales and operation. So the sales is very simple. We serve our client by understanding their need, and then we provide them the solution. In terms of the operation, is divided into 2 segments currently. We have the finance, which take care of the day-to-day accounting for our client, from payment to preparing the financial statement. Another team that we have is doing the HR and payroll service to ensure that the day-to-day of the salary and remuneration, including compliance, are taken care of. As an accountant, as a service provider, we need to be able to sync along, tune into the processes of our client and customize. For example, maybe a manufacturing client would be very different from a trading client. So InTune means as a provider, we are tuning into their needs and requirements.
The vision of InTune is to be the leading finance and human resource outsourcing provider in Malaysia. In this vision, we want to create financially driven entrepreneurs and businesses who runs their business based on numbers, analytics in driving their business to their goals. The mission of InTune is to support every small medium enterprises becoming large by being their strong finance and HR pillars for their businesses. This means that we are providing them a team of knowledgeable professionals with strong processes and workflow to support them in their growth journey becoming large. There are 3 main types of services being provided at InTune. Number 1 is the finance, number 2 is the human resource, and number 3 is the consultancy. So in terms of finance, so what we do is that we do the everyday accounting and finance functions for our small medium enterprises clients, like preparing payments, even issuing invoice, official receipts, reconciling their sales collection on an everyday basis, up to giving them a financial dashboards and accounts every month, up to on a half-yearly basis to sit with them and review their financial dashboards, and at the end of the year to take care of their audit and taxes on their behalf. That's on the finance side. So the second type of service that we provide for our client is human resource related, which means we take care of their payroll. We make sure that the payrolls are calculated correctly, accurately, on time, and in compliance with all labor laws, EPF, SOCSO, etc. And then taking care of the leave for their staff and making sure that at year end, all the forms, all the compliance matters with Income Tax Office is complied with. So in terms of HR, we also assist our clients to issue HR related letters, like when a new staff come on board, to give them the employment letter, when they confirm, and if there's any increase in salary, bonus, we help them out with all those papers.
Good evening, everybody. It's time of the month again. Yes, my name is Alex. I'm one of the co-founder, and I'm also the marketing director of InTune Outsourcing. We have this series that we created for SME as well as for business owner out there. We are here to help you guys to find ways to become free, to gain freedom in your business by us serving you and by us sharing some of our intel together with you. So this evening, I'm gonna introduce our colleague from InTune later. And this evening, we're really gonna talk about what are some of the business owner pain in running their day-to-day business from their back-end point of view. Like, what are some of the pain that they'll have in finance, whether they have payment issues or credit control or invoicing or even compliance issues. So, and perhaps we can have a chat about this and look for ways to see if InTune could be of service to help SME to becoming large. So without further ado, let me introduce my colleague. He's no other than David. Let me bring him on stage. Hi, David.
Hello, hi, good evening everyone, to all my viewers, go-getters, family and friends who are watching this. Right, so David Lim is my name, making sure SME will get ahead of the game of the SMEs.
Woohoo!
Yeah,
So,
all right, I'm gonna drop this beat on the floor now. If you like our live show, you can ask us for more. Right.
So David, why don't you tell our audience roughly what do you do with InTune and what are your primary roles?
Okay, all right, so I'm in charge of the sales. Yeah, so as the saying, they say sales is always the heart of the company. So that's what I'm doing. So basically, I'm assisting in companies' lead and also doing outreaching, because I believe many of us in the SMEs, they are unaware what is outsourcing. Some people say, oh, it's a freelancer. Hey, how do you work when you're working at your own office? And things like that. Yeah. Apart of that, doing cold calling, emailing. Yeah, so if I want to get a freshen up, we go to outreaching from door to door. Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
So,
Alex, can you put up a slide about outreaching? Because very important for this show to define what really outreaching means.
outsourcing, you mean?
Outsourcing, so sorry. Always thinking
Yeah.
about
Well,
sales, right?
it is a way we outreach to them anyway. Okay. So, yeah.
Okay, all right. So this is our definition of outsourcing, because we are outsource provider. So basically, as you can see, outsourcing is the business practice of hiring a party outside a company to perform service or create goods that were traditionally performed in-house. As you can see, our wonderful colleagues they are in-house, but actually they are working remotely to assist the financial accounts to another company. Yeah. So they were traditionally performed in-house by the company's own employees. Yes. Outsourcing is a practice usually undertaken by companies as a cost-cutting measure. All right. Outsourcing is also a practice of looking for a team of specialized or experts in that field at a more affordable rate. Yeah.
So let me add on a bit to that. For our
Yeah, sure.
entrepreneurs outside there, one of the biggest model of outsourcing that you may know is this company called IKEA. Their job is to sell furnitures and goods. So what they do is they have an outsourcing team in different parts of the world, Vietnam, India, or China, where certain product they actually the one that is closest could be like plastic product. They may outsource the whole thing to Vietnam, and they go in and they will basically take over, like work with them and work with them to basically their whole factory production, will be undertaken by the outsource provider, and they actually manufactured the goods specifically only for IKEA. Now, where this is of benefit is because these people are manufacturing experts. They every day deal with toolings and manufacturing, whereas IKEA is great in their distribution through their IKEA, their IKEA stores. So this is where outsourcing is one example where you actually, number one, you can actually manage the cost, because compared Sweden to Vietnam, cost of manufacturing in Vietnam will definitely have a cost advantage. And the second part that David mentioned is the specialist part, because IKEA's specialization is actually in the retail segment, where else they may not have a whole bunch of engineers that tinker with the machine, or 11,000 workers. So I remember about 10 years ago, I used to work with a multinational company, and I have a chance to visit IKEA outsourced manufacturing plant in Vietnam. They have 15,000 workers, and they only manufacture goods for IKEA, and that is the scale of outsourcing. So some of you may also heard about Apple. Apple also outsourced their manufacturing in China, as well as they are now starting in India. So this is basically, it's not a new thing, but maybe in terms of finance and HR, a lot of people don't really know. So how we generally explain to our client is, you treat InTune as a HQ, and all your accounts and payroll and HR is stationed in HQ. Then individually, our clients are like a subsidiary company, and they don't need to hire accounts, they don't need to hire HR. They need anything, they just talk to the HQ. HQ will settle everything and then send and do it for them. So this is the model that InTune has been running for the past more than 10 years, and this is where we have served 450 clients over the years in terms of outsourcing. But yeah, basically that's what David is talking about. So, based on your experience so far, what are some of the pain that you notice in terms of with all our client in their finance department, like day-to-day finance? When you go and meet them and they share their experience, what are some of the pains that you notice?
Yeah, sure, Alex. So basically, in my experience encountering clients who have having such a big headache, okay, more often, mostly the accountant have resigned and also plan to leave the company. And not only that, the accountant are incompetent. They only have the LCCI as the entry base of the cert. So when they start to leave, then and then the business owner started to have this headache, and then give us a call, give us a visit, how we should do this and that, because it's coming for the day of our filing is the coming of the day for the taxi is coming to knock their door.
Yeah, that is actually very scary. Don't talk about. I always tell some of our clients, don't even talk about accounting. Some of them maybe hire one staff, and
Yes.
that staff will handle accounts, payroll, HR, admin, and secretary. And when they have one staff covering that, their challenge is when the staff, let's say, go for maternity leave, or suddenly, that time go for COVID, 1 week off.
Yeah.
It can actually affect their day-to-day operation severely. And we can also understand, like in the intro video, why some of my friends came and talked to me, hey, can you take care of my account? And I say that's where, when we have a HQ format, where InTune have a base of a team of staff in a HQ, this is where we can actually serve our client and not too majorly affected by the employee retention or turnover. So it is always when we are in HQ, we definitely have an accountant on top. We also have managers, and then we got seniors and we got junior. So we have a pool of technical knowledge, not just one or two staff, which is due to budget constraint. A lot of SME, like you say, maybe hire either a fresh grad or someone with LCCI, and the cost of hiring an account exec nowadays are not cheap. It's really not cheap. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you on the first point, whereby I think a lot of SMEs owner, they treat their staff as a generalist. In Cantonese, they say one leg kick, yak yok tag. And I think it will also affect the staff morale, and it will that poor staff will get very exhausted doing accounting, doing the HR, doing the receptionist. Yeah, because the mind of the business owners, they think of having a smaller budget, a small investment could save me a lot, but hence it's not healthy in the long run. You want to invest for something which is long term, and a
Yeah.
very experienced accountant that will be able to assist the business grow in the long term, basically. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's very similar like going to GP for a maybe brain pain. And
Oh, okay.
when you have a GP covering everything, they may not be specialist enough to really handle the brain part. And I think that's where
Mm-hmm.
our business we have the brain specialist. We are the brain specialist, and we take care of all the number. And we are your panadol. So we
Yeah.
basically take away the pain for our business owners. So,
Mm-hmm.
any other pain that you notice beside staff turnover and staff retention?
Yeah, the stuff uh, about the staff retention, right? It's very hard to employ a very loyal staff because nowadays the generation, especially the Gen Z, they like to work. They want to work comfortably, and also not only that, they want to work there at their own time. And working 1 or 2 years in the company, it seems like an achievement for them.
It is.
And
It
then after
is.
that, they're going to do the side gig and so forth. Yeah, so it's challenging to have the staff retention, and it's always the best that business owners could try to improve on how to maintain the morale of the staff, and also to increase the confidence of the staff so that they can stay with us long.
Yeah, that is a challenge not just for accounting staff. I think it's across the
Mm,
entire business
yeah.
in terms of having staff retention. Yeah.
Yes, correct.
So, how about pain in compliance work? When you talk about technical bit, could you explain more of that to our audience?
Okay, the technicalities part, because years goes by, our government always have this budget. So our IAS, the EPF, always been changing, recurring on the change. So and then the business owner always have this headache. Oh, how do I want to change these terms and that? They don't have the time to do that. They of course they need a HR specialist. Yeah.
So in terms of the specialization, it's always a very challenging for our staff to keep up with all this technical know-how as well. Even for us as a firm, like recently e-invoicing, then
Mm.
sometimes if I'm just a general staff, how am I going to handle all this e-invoice? How do I handle the software part of it, or even the compliance part, or even when SSC moved from 6 to 8%,
Yes, correct.
we can experience a lot of SME actually struggle in terms of just trying to like this industry do I need to adjust or not? So even the day when I was eating with a friend, say, how come I eat in restaurant it's still 6% or 8%? Until I tell them the 8% is only applicable to certain sector. It's not all sector. And I think this is where the technical part needs to be covered in that sense lah. Where if you are hiring a non-special, you're asking a GP to try to learn brain surgeon, heart surgeon thing, and then
Yeah.
orthopedic, and then a pediatrician, trying to be a expert to everything. And I think that's where the compliance work become a big challenge for SME without working with a specialist.
Yeah, true. After it become like jack of all trades, right? You know everything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
jack of all trade.
Yeah, it's
master
very
of none.
important for the business owner to do what best. Like, for example, they like to do marketing, so they should focus on marketing, and therefore you still have to focus and maneuver all the HR compliances. So it will be adding a headache to them as well.
Correct. So in where we add value is actually in terms of having different level. We have a technical manager that support. So even sometimes any new changes in the finance or accounting
Mm,
act, we have a team of people that look. So I think the general one that generally a lot of people suffer is all the tax lah, SST lah,
the
GST lah,
tax. Yeah,
withholding
correct.
tax lah, and the compliance work and the fine nowadays are really hefty as well. So any
Mm,
late filing when they don't file on time, when the audit are not done, like you say, is a major pain. It's a major pain.
mm, yeah,
Do
and yeah. Sorry, and furthermore, I've experienced a client who had the staff, the finance staff is leaving, and she only did the last bank recon on last January. So basically, she need our help to tidy up all the figures from October to March. Yeah, so I think it's very a big pain for them to to tidy up the mess that they have left.
mm, so we talk about recruitment. Do we have a case study that you want to share with our audience?
Yeah, sure. Let's go to case study one. All right. So this company I've encountered has got to do with machineries, and another one is training and education. So basically, obviously, a lot of SMEs owners, mostly their lack of finance expertise, they don't have any accounting background. Okay, and not only that, their finance staff turnover is high. So there's one client of us of mine, the staff is incompetent and the lack of experience. Okay, they normally he will use freelance because they thought this small savings that can help them. Yeah, so unknowingly, this staff already have left and also have left and also left out all the mess, all the backlog haven't been settled. And then it's coming to the filing day. Yeah, yeah, and not
Actually,
only that. Yeah,
go on.
yeah, and also mostly the finance staff turnover are quite high lah. So it added to the headache to them.
Yeah, so I remember some of these, people always ask, yeah, Alex, why your firm charge this amount and then the freelance charge that amount? I say, of course, I say, sometimes you also go Pasar Malam, you see those uncles sell ubat, right? Very, very cheap. Then you go hospital, it's different. I mean, I always give them this example that because we have a proper setup with a team of pool of people, when they hire one freelance, if there's something going on with the freelance, they got a full-time job or they got other commitment and they don't come and do the account, is where they get stuck. So sometimes the freelance could be 60-70% cheaper, but sometimes this is where you pay peanuts. That's where you get a lot of a whole fleet of monkeys. So also the danger of freelance is whether they are credible or not. It's like you're buying, again, I give the example, you're buying a medicine from a street vendor versus you're buying from a pharmacist. So I think it's also in that part lah, where the competency and the expertise is in place. So of course, I told some of our clients that by virtue we are your panadol, we are taking the pain from you. We also have the pain one. So we always make sure we have a team of staff because our staff actually get pregnant one. We have female staff. Our staff actually take leave one. And our staff,
Yeah.
we also have turnover. So in that sense, some of there's a margin that we put in to buffer some of this as an outsourcing, that we take away this pain from the SME business owner. So of course we cannot compare with a freelancer. So I think that's where the case study open up this thing about when they resign. And sometimes it's very funny. A lot of the client at that time when I speak to them, they'll say, no lah, I'll stick with my freelance, which I say, perfectly okay. 6 months down the road, they come and call, Alex, I think you are right, you know. Now this fella, I don't know where is this fella. I cannot find this fella. Then the worst case is, now I got a tax audit. That fella don't want to answer. Then I cannot find him. Then I don't have all these documents. I don't know how to answer. Then there's a fine here of 20,000. How am I going to handle this? I said, this is where you got to have a chat with your freelancer, and if you cannot, this is where the price that you're paying. And I
Yeah.
think
So.
these are the reality of the case.
Yeah, because I always believe that prevention is better than cure before it's
Yeah,
too late.
yeah,
Mm,
yeah. Which actually lead to our third point lah, which is the compliance and tax and audit. This is the main one. Yeah, why don't you add some on it before we can have a chat about it?
yeah, sure. Basically, the client that I encountered, they don't have time to look at the compliances and the tax and audit, because at times every year it will always during the filing is always the rules, the regulation always change. So often the SME owners, they are overlook on it. Either they overlook, or maybe the accountant didn't remind them because due to the for the inexperience, basically.
And sometimes, like I said, because of like what you say, one leg kick, right? They are so busy with
Yes.
other priority. They sometimes, when some of the clients, when we serve them, when their staff is going to resign, when we speak to them, they say, it's like, Alex, I cannot cope. You know, month end, I also got payroll to handle. Then I got this thing to handle. Then the bosses also want to apply bank loan. Then I have to go and look for that. And then at the same time, I need to, got this board result I need to do with COSAC. So I didn't have time to do the account law. So I think this is also the challenge of that one leg kick that you speak about. So that this is where it makes a compliant work being overlooked. And when the fine come, is where sometimes the bosses jump like, oh my God, yeah, the fine can be very, very hefty.
Yes, yes. And not only that, and then all the SME owners are very scared for the tax audit investigation to come to knock at the door.
To be fair, even InTune, we are always having a headache when this happen. It's just that
Okay, okay.
we are more trained to handle because we got a team of people. It's not like, now the tax officer in front, just me. I don't have a manager. I don't have an accountant. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
I think that's where the challenge is and and also I don't blame some of the staff because when they are stuck, they don't have someone technical to refer to. I mean, as compared to, let's say, our staff, if they are stuck, they can check in with our accountant, they can check in with Lily or me. But in a company, right, when they ask their boss, the boss will say, how I know, or I sell this drink, I'm very good lah. You ask me how to do SST, how to adjust the system from 6 to 8 lah. And I
Yeah.
think that's where, to be fair, the business owner are also can be in the blur lah.
Yeah, true, true.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then late submission, then get penalties. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where these are all interrelated, and that's where we go to the next point now, where the technical competency, the changes in the accounting and tax act is perpetual. And then when you have a computer system, sometimes I meet with certain clients, they say, oh, this staff I just hire, he want SQL. Then this staff that left, the new staff that come in, they want MYOB. Then the staff who left come is like, oh my God, I got so many different type of software. I don't
Okay.
even know how to handle, which is also can be a challenge, which is always a challenge. And I remember the year where InTune, we haven't moved to online, we were using MYOB.
Okay, all right.
During one of the Raya, there was a
Yeah.
break-in.
Oh,
We
seriously?
were
Okay.
we were so unfortunate. They stole
Wow, right.
our server, they stole our thumb drive, they,
Wow.
they took everything, and we haven't
Oh.
had cloud computing then. So even with our monthly backup, right, we still need to key in 1 month of backlog. And a lot of SME business owner out there don't have this the backup process.
All
So
right.
when a fire broke out or a theft happened, sometimes they lose 80 to 90% of their data.
Oh, okay. All right. I
So
see.
it was after that where we explore cloud computing, and which is why when the COVID-19 hit InTune,
Yeah.
we have 0% downtime because we already built our system to be 24/7 online, and our processes are in place. Yeah.
Yeah, true. Because during the COVID time, it makes the weakness become strength. You know, the SWOT analysis. And I heard you have double your operations, and eventually you got an award, right? SME
Yes.
Consulting Award firm. Wow. Okay.
We were lucky that we pivoted earlier. So yeah, and
Yes.
we were very happy that we were able to serve our client during that period lah. But I mean, this is just an
Mm-hmm.
example where I would not imagine a typical business owner would think about all this, because
Yeah,
they
correct.
most
Yes.
of the business owner that I met, they are very passionate about the product or services they produce, and they are
Yeah.
very focused, like you say, on the front, the operation and the sales. So all these
Mm-hmm.
small things, they usually the back end is where it create a lot of nightmare for them.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah, and some of them may not have the process. They don't even know what is segregation of control. One person issue invoice, is a one person receive payment, is a one
Mm,
person pay supplier, is the one person handle the bank account. So I have a good friend that's very dear to me overseas. Uh,
mm,
she has this where she trusted this person. That person
mhm.
embezzled 1 million from her account over 10 years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, created fake supply invoice, and then
Mm,
every month take 3,000 here, take 4,000 there. Over the 10 years, it
mm-hmm.
accumulated to that amount. So it can be very
Ah,
scary when
okay,
because
right.
business owner generally, they trust one person and then they just trust
Yeah,
lah.
the trust.
And
Yes,
in
correct.
the absence of control, I think this is where the process setup is very important lah.
Yeah, I agree with you because the staff will take the advantage of
Yeah.
because if you don't have the software, the dashboard or the cloud, the staff can simply take advantage. They can create their own invoices, their own receipts, and where the money gone this way, embezzlement. Mm.
Yeah, and I think that's where the scary part is. And you have a case study on that, right?
Yes, I remember I got a case study on that.
Yeah, so let's have a chat about that.
All right. Okay, so this company have counter training and also food beverage. So basically, what they don't have is they don't have financial dashboard. They only jot down in Excel because maybe they think they excel in everything. So basically, Alex has been sharing many times. You know, it's like a car without a dashboard. For me, it's like a ship without a radar. You know, you don't know when's the enemy incoming. You don't know where will they strike and things like that. And this client, they key in manually, either on paper or on Excel. They just simply put on the formula. But if things might change, you often will forget to change back the formula in the Excel, right? Yeah. And the
Yeah,
embezzlement of funds by staff, I've shared with Alex earlier. You know, the staff can take advantage. You know, to create their own invoices and receipt and things like that. And lastly, of course, without a proper financial dashboard, is you do not know where's the direction of the profit and loss. Mm.
yeah. So yeah, like you mentioned, ship without radar. I always use the car. I always ask the
Yeah.
business owner, have you tried to drive your car and you cover your dashboard? How does it feel? You don't know how much fuel you have, so you don't know how much cash flow you have, and you don't know your speed. That means you don't know your P&L, whether you are you on track or are you off track. And I think that can be a very scary place. And when you don't
Mm,
have red flag, let's say the engine
mm,
overheat or you have a flat tire, you have no clue because it's driving blindly. And I think this is where it opened up a lot of loophole and opportunity
mm,
for people to take advantage. I
mm,
think sometimes it's not intentional. Like
mm,
I used to work as an accountant with my ex company before, and the
mm.
staff took 15,000, and I mean, we have
Wow.
the system, but still sometimes you say, when we caught her, it's like, what am I supposed to do? My dad is in the hospital and he's dying. I needed the money. So this is where I
Oh,
can find. So even with a system, there is still people doing this kind of thing. And I think
mm,
without a proper workflow and a proper system, I think the risk is much higher, and
mm.
it entices them. It's like you see money on the road and not many people will not pick it up. And I think that's where the challenge is. I'm not saying that InTune we can solve all the problem. At least we can mitigate maybe 60 to 70% of the risk when we go in and we put in all these preventive measure and business processes.
Yeah, true.
So of course, this is the most important.
Business owners' time and focus. Yeah, I think we also have covered a little bit of that.
Yeah, they're all interrelated anyway. These top five, they are all interrelated. Yeah, most of the business owner, they are so focused to building the business. So a lot of time when we talk to them, it's like, yeah, don't disturb me with all this compliance lah, finance lah, payment lah, invoice lah, very leceh lah. And I think this is where the biggest struggle of business owner, they are already very, very busy. The last thing they want is to get bogged down with all this paperwork and all this compliant thing. Yeah.
Because they didn't realize these are the human resource and finance are the most important pillar. They are holding on the roof. So if you didn't work on it, so one day they will topple on each other. If the stability of their finance and HR is not strong enough to carry that roof. Yeah.
Yep. So with that, let's talk about InTune and how InTune we can support or take this pain away by being the Panadol to our business owner.
Yeah, Panadol, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So basically, we have various of solution to encounter various pains. We will have, most importantly is the accountant and the manager hours for financial coaching and advisory, and because it's very important for them to maybe to present the account to the investor, maybe to the business partners. Yeah. And not only that, we also able to help for e-commerce or retail. Okay, on perhaps on the more technical part is the sales collection recon.
Yeah. So this is a part that we talk about. A lot of time, a lot of our business owner, they don't actually know. Like, I remember working with a guy and he said, Alex, I got so much sales, but I don't know why I don't have cash flow. So when I sat down with him, it's like, okay, you have all these sales, you give credit time. He said, yeah. Do you know who owe you money? I think so lah. Usually my salespeople will go and collect lah. So do you know which salespeople is going to collect from which client and how much each client is owing you and which client the credit limit have busted? Then he's like, oh, I don't think I have that now. And I think when they engage us and when we do out and he realized that, oh, actually all my money is with my debt, my client, they haven't paid me yet. So he's constantly looking for money to pay the creditor. So at the creditor side, he maybe own $500,000, but on the debtor side, there's 3-4 million not yet collected. So that's where the pressure is. So it's like having profit, but in the form of paper, like I owe you, like in the old Chinese time, I owe you a piece of paper but cannot spend on. And I think this is where having dashboard, I know more fuel already. I need to go and pump fuel. And having all this information actually serve the client. And sometimes most of the business owners don't even have the time to look at all this. They could be very manual. They have a stack of invoice. When they paid, they just chop, and then they just call and chase for unpaid invoice rather than, got the system that can tell me 30 days owing, 60 day owing, 90 day owing. I can issue statement and they don't know that they can actually do this, and it's part of credit control, which is something that we implement together with our client.
You're right. We have the system on making online payment to suppliers, because certain suppliers, they have their own deadlines. So what our system do, we preempt them, when to pay supplier A and when to pay supplier B. Which is a very good system, and they keep the SME owners' mind organized in terms of the bookkeeping as well.
So then that's where they have a dashboard will tell them how much cash they have versus how much owing versus how much they can create new strategy, and also for us to give advice in terms of how to collect the money faster. Lor. Yeah, so this is
Yeah,
something
true,
that,
true.
that we do. So just now you spoke about us having a team of staff with the agree workflow, and that's where we put in all the internal control for our client in terms of we make sure that not just sometimes what happened with that part that I told you about my friend losing 1 million over the 10 years, right, is they don't have an inbuilt internal control. The invoices sometimes they receive from supplier, they don't have a PO. So there is no matching in terms of when I buy from this supplier, what is the quantity and price and for what project. So once we start to implement some of this internal control, at least that I know when I get supplier invoice, I know the price is correct, the quantity is correct, and the credit terms can be negotiated. So these are some of the things that InTune, when we do implementation, we don't just go in and do account. One of the most important element when we are being engaged is we actually sit with our client and understand their business, look at their processes, and then we map out the processes and workflow with them and for them.
Yeah, I like the term of mapping out. It's like doing a map, and want to strategize, and our team will give suggestion on how on how to do the mapping to fulfill the client's requirement. Yeah.
Correct.
Mm.
Let's talk about scalability and fees.
Okay, fixed fees based on scope and scalable of any time. Because I think as and when we are scalable, because I believe every business we will grow with them, start from small until they're going to large or big, because we have the resources to help them to grow as well. And not only that, the work scope is also will be keep will grow with them as well.
Yeah, so we for our business owner out there, we have packages for you from just like iPhone. We have the small, medium, and large. So
Mm,
depending on your budget and the scope,
mm,
we can work with you. And of course, sometimes when our clients say, "Oh, Alex, I just bought a new business. I want to engage you, can or not?" And because we always have the resources, we are able to scale with our client as they grow at a much easier pace rather than, oh wait, before I open this outlet, let me hire one more staff first. So it take away some of this pain. And when we talk about fixed fee is, of course, our deliverable are being fixed and our fees are also fixed. I always tell my client, we will not charge you for a bonus one. We won't charge you EPF one. So sometimes client also tend to look at staff cost as a fixed. They just look at gross salary. They forgot that actually for them to hire a staff, there is EPF. There is also every month, every year they may pay 1 month bonus. I think most SMEs still do that, and they still need to provide computer, a space, and managing the staff. Sometimes that is where the fees that pay us versus the in-house can vary up to 40%. And that is why outsourcing optimize some of these ends. With us, a fixed fee, they don't get one staff. Generally, they get a team of staff. They
yeah.
have a manager that will oversee the whole department. There will always be a senior and at least a junior. At least a three person will roughly look at the accounts and manage the accounts. So if suddenly one staff go on leave, or if we do have turnover, then the whole account is not stranded in that sense. The whole ship can still sail because we have a lot of ship with a lot of radar running as a team, not just one ship.
Yeah, true. Yeah, and also it's a value. You buy one, you get a whole team of the expertise.
Yes, correct, correct,
Uh,
correct. And of
Talking
course,
about the ship, we also have the safety boat, like in case it drown.
yes, correct. We
For
are not
backup.
Titanic. Be assured, we are better than
Titanic.
Titanic. Yeah,
Correct.
yeah. So,
Mm.
do you want to talk a bit about our accounting cloud system?
Oh, the accounting cloud system basically is very transparent. You want to see on the pie chart or the bar charts, and not only that, you also can customize in which format, however you like it. And everything will be cloud based lah, so the owner can director can see it. And not only that,
Yeah,
it's perfectly safe. Yeah.
yeah. So our cloud system, we in InTune, we don't build our own accounting system. We actually work with some of the best accounting system provider in the world, and
Yeah.
it's accessible both from your laptop as well as from your phone. So even for the salespeople, for some of our clients, they can on the spot check whether the credit limit of the client has reached what level, and they can send statement or reminder immediately or receipt if they do receive payment. So that's where having an online 24/7 accounting system from front to the back helps our SME business owners, so they have access to it real time. If they want to issue a quotation, they can also issue from the system, and yeah, they can issue a PO from the system. So with everything integrated within the system, whether they are in Malaysia or US, or even there is another lockdown, they are trapped in Indonesia, they are able to access the cloud system. And with our cloud system, we integrate with an online payment system. Means the bank transaction, depending on most banks that we have that, it will download and it will do a matching. So when they look at their cash balance, they know real time exactly how much they have and what are the transactions that's in and out. So making the whole process of managing their business with the numbers much easier. Lor.
Yeah, and not only that, within your fingertips, most important thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sending invoice, you have to, because some of their clients they want the to see the invoice, then you just click a few buttons, they will get the invoice, and
Yeah.
the business transaction is met.
Yeah. So for some of our business owner, I know sometimes we talk like that, you may not understand. Schedule a coffee session with David. I'm sure David is more than happy to give you a rundown of exactly what we talk about. And I think it's quite challenging for us to show all this live on a live stream like this. But yeah, I mean, if you have any questions, or if you want to see how the cloud system and online payment system actually work, do be in touch with us or with David. David will be more than happy to show you lah. So David, you have a summary, right, about what we talk about today?
All right, so these are the summary, the benefits of finance outsourcing. Yeah, so basically, first of all is scalability. Imagine doing the bespoke for tasks. So we are able to customize the size of your business. So basically, the size of your body lah. For this, I said talking about the bespoke. So access to a team of experts, okay, from us, where you buy one, and then you get a whole diverse team to be able to help you. And third one, yes, is cost saving. You don't need to bear for the staff EPF, SOCSO, maternity leave, and so forth. And most important thing, giving you a peace of mind. Yes, which is number 4. You don't need to think a lot of numbers and figures and all the worries of all the compliances. Let us handle for you, and you have the peace of mind. All right. The fifth one, transparency within your fingertips. Wow, who doesn't like the transparency within your fingertips, within a few clicks, by using our system? And not only that, it's also transparent. You can see where the profit goes, where the direction, the profit and the loss. Okay, and number 6, plan better. So having to say that the boss himself everything is very organized. So the boss will able to plan better. What is will be my next step? I want to open a big company. I want to open which retail I want to open. I want to expand. And lastly is to level up. I think by engaging with us, not only that we are able to map for your requirement, we also give you advice and coaching. And not only that, you also have a new set of knowledge. Wow, suddenly the boss here don't have any accounting experience, and then suddenly we will be on board to coach them, and then suddenly level up. It's like the game. They just like to step up on the game. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great summary of what we discussed about in terms of we covered what is outsourcing and how outsourcing work. What are some of the pain of our business owner and how InTune as a business provider can match and close that gap. And you sum it up beautifully with
Thank you.
everything there lah. So our vision is always to support SME to become large, and it's our dream to be part of the SME community and to serve them. I think a lot of SME communities sometimes are underserved, and being one of the major contributor of GDP for Malaysia and having the biggest workforce is where InTune strive to provide that kind of service to bridge the gap for them lah. So business owner, if you're outside there, yeah, come
Yeah.
and have coffee with us, have
Yes,
tea
please,
with us.
please.
And if some of you don't worry, if you want teh tarik dalam bahasa Melayu, David and I pun boleh bercakap bahasa Melayu. We are Muhibah.
Boleh, boleh.
In our office, we are also a very Muhibah team. If you know,
Yes.
we have Chinese, Indian, Muslim as part of the whole team, and yeah, come and talk to us and see how we can serve you and support you. And with that, we wrap up our live stream today. Any closing word, David, before we clock off?
So thank you everyone for watching us, and I hope you'll be educated by us, and also to know what's the importance of outsourcing. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so if you want to look for us in Facebook, we are InTune Outsourcing. If you want to speak to David or our sales team, you can get us on WhatsApp or phone at 018-288-2209. And please visit our website at intune.my. With that, I'll wrap up today with a video. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
See you again.
See you.
InTune Outsourcing is providing you a full scope of accounting from A to Z, exactly like an accounting department with a CFO, but not based in your office. InTune enters supplier invoices into accounts payable and do reconciliation with suppliers to make sure that our records are correct. InTune also processes payments to suppliers, staff, and expenses, updating sales invoices into accounts receivable, including collection received, providing statement of accounts to clients so that they can collect and chase money from their customers, providing the financial reports, including but not limited to profit and loss, balance sheets, cash flow, debtors and creditors aging, advisory and financial coaching, including presentation of accounts, highlighting key areas and key analytics to improve and grow clients' businesses. At the year end, we represent our clients to work with their auditors and tax agents for compliance matters. InTune also represent our clients to deal with different bodies and agencies such as Income Tax Office, Customs Department, EPF, SOCSO, and other authorities for matters relating to finance, business, and HR. So if you're still facing accounting problems, you'll need a professional like InTune to help you. Well, get InTune to fine-tune your decision.